I'm Renchi Ricketts. Welcome to Executive Budo. Executive Budo is a program that uses martial techniques, Budo means martial arts, to teach you mental focus, body awareness, and control of your emotional state. Budo is an excellent way of training, and the sword in particular is a great tool for teaching mental focus because it demands your attention. So the course is going to teach you some of the techniques in sword as well as empty hand. Today we're going to start with Budo techniques for sword, and I'm going to talk about safety. So we have two swords. This is called a bokken. It's a wooden sword. It's weighted like a sword, but it's a beginner's weapon. And it's something that you can go out and buy at a martial arts store locally. This is called an iaito. It's a practice sword. It is a real sword in that it's made by a Japanese swordsmith, but it's not sharp. It's used for practice, and as you can see, it's not sharp. But you can still hurt yourself, so this is not a good thing to start with. You want to have a little bit of training before you start with these. Now, under no circumstances should you use a sharp sword or a shinken as a beginner. And especially you shouldn't use one of the ones that you buy in a Chinese store that are just made for display. Do not use one of those. They are very unsafe. They're not meant to be swung, and you could hurt yourself. You want to start with a bokken. Etiquette and safety are extremely important. But the real training with learning etiquette and safety is the attention to detail. It is the attention to detail which assists you in learning mental focus, because you're focusing on all the details. So how to hold the sword, how to swing the sword, how to stand, where to look. These things are all dictated in sword practice. The traditional sword practice is called iaido. Iaido. It's spelled I-A-I-D-O. We're not going to do that specifically, but we're going to do techniques from iaido. What you always must remember is that you must treat the sword with respect. Even if it's a wooden sword, you want to treat the sword with respect because that ingrains that process in your mind so that when you get a real sword, when you get a sharp sword, then you know how to do it. So treating the sword with respect means don't step over the sword, don't swing it around like a baseball bat. You hold it like this, the suba, which is this, your thumb, and your fingers go underneath. So that's the proper way to hold the sword. The wooden one, the same thing. You hold it with your thumb on here and underneath. So don't swing it like this or put it over your, don't do any of that. When you're using the sword, treat it with reverence and respect. That is part of the training. Etiquette is very important as well. Etiquette is manners, procedures with bowing. So let's first look at how to bow. Put your legs together, your feet together, mouth shoulder width apart. And you put the sword, as I mentioned, with your thumb on the suba and your fingers around the blade like that. And the sword goes on your hip. Fingers go on your hip. This position is called Keito Shisei. It's ready posture. Again, be aware of your hips being straight, your neck being back, your head being back. And when you bow from the waist, keep your upper body straight. You shouldn't bow your head like that. Again, the kind of bowing you see in the movies, we're not doing. One thing to remember is the stuff they do in the movies is for visual show. It's made to look good. Actual sword use is not like most of the movies, although some of the Japanese movies do depict sword use correctly. Sword fights in reality were extremely fast. You're talking about using a really sharp weapon here, so they were very fast. You could only get one cut with that and the person would die. So sword fights lasted 3 to 5 seconds. They were very, very quick.